Go, 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 go. I'm Say little pap. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, which camera? I'm so confused. Hi, it's Z-Dog MD. We're live. Are we live? There we are. Nope, we're there. Logan.
It's my revenge.
It's revenge of the Log. Logan's Run. All right, let me pull this up. There it is. Go, go. All right, guys, check it out. Today, we're just playing around with different configurations for when we have guests on the show. We're warming up. We're doing a dry run, a beta test, if you will. This is my boy, Tom Heineber, producer, Incident Report.
I'm going to be today's sit-in guest for when we have luminaries on the show. So I'm today's first luminary, really.
He's a stand-in for someone smart. So it's kind of like a smart double.
That's right.
So normally a smart person would be here, but instead we have a smart double. Like a body double. Like he kind of looks smart, but he may not actually be smart. Anyway, so we were going to talk about this article that I saw in Quartz this morning. And this is an interesting piece because it kind of hits on what has been happening with the show. Accusations leveled at us. People saying, yo, Z-Dog, you're just an internet troll, bro. By the way, this is so romantic.
Yes, it is.
Like the more
It's a little intimate.
It's a little too intimate.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, Z-Pack? Too intimate?
Anyway, go back to the Quartz
Anyway,
article. So what were they saying in the Quartz article?
They were saying, this idea that are we behaving like trolls, or are people who attack us behaving like trolls? What is a troll, and what is it about human psychology that makes trolling so amazingly easy and desirable in the new internet economy? And just as if I had wished it into existence, Quartz put up an article. Psychologists have identified the kind of emotional intelligence that makes internet trolls so mean. And I thought, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Now you, Tom Heineber, let's just clear the air. You are a world-class troll.
I am an internet troll. That's true. For sure, Logan's not on the camera, so you can't.
Not on the camera.
You'll have to talk to this camera. Hey guys.
Hey guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely an internet troll. Like if you ever followed me on my personal stuff, I like to troll. I think it's an effective rhetorical form of communication.
So what do you mean by rhetorical form? You
This
mean
is what I mean, and I have a good quote about this. Trolling offers effective retaliatory speech against stupid speech. What's the definition of stupid speech? Stupid speech is speech offered as an end in and of itself rather than as an offering of debate. So this is just you go on, you make a bold-faced statement about X, Y, Z, and then you say, this is the end-all, be-all truth, there is nothing but this. And then I go on and I just shit all over your point.
So if you look at, say, I don't know, a documentary that presents one side of a nutritional debate.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, yeah, that documentary was the What the Health documentary is a perfect example of that because it's just veganism. That's it. That's the only thing they're offering.
That's the only answer.
Yeah, and they're pulling conclusions from small case studies to support that.
And and then sometimes they look at bigger trials, but the point is they're taking whatever data to support one point.
Right.
There's also data to support other points. For example, a Mediterranean diet, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we decided to troll that video.
Yes.
In a very direct way. And what did that mean? I mean, what's the definition of trolling? Like,
well, this is a question. I think this is a question you kind of have to ask. Is like, what is trolling? Because for instance, so NPR just recently trolled the. Thank you, Logan. So
Logan's learning how to run the board in this configuration.
NPR just recently trolled Trump supporters by tweeting the Declaration of Independence one line at a time. And when taken out of context, a lot of parts of the Declaration of Independence seem like crazy, inciting a revolution because that's what they were doing. So they're going, look at the media, the biased media, inciting a revolution. That's a really effective form of trolling because they're saying this is the document that you all stand behind, your movement. You're for the Declaration of Independence, you're for freedom, you're for your classic conservatives. And yet you can't, we're giving it to you, the exact document, and you're rallying against it based on your emotional reaction.
And remember, what makes it especially good trolling is these are strict constructionists typically. So they go back to these documents and go, these are immutable law. They're not breathable living documents. And so I thought that was doubly ironic. So that's a form of trolling. Now, is what we did for the What the Health video, the first take that we did, our sort of elephant first reaction, shitty first draft where we were like, and I think part of it was my reaction to the one-sided presentation and the fact that actually reputable doctors are in there like in a really kind of not a well-done documentary that's one-sided. Do you think that was effective trolling, or do you think we did something wrong there?
You know, the only thing we did wrong in that video is we didn't go towards the patient elephant. So we didn't go towards, like, you know, so we were talking about it, and I was saying basically to you earlier that, like, you know, there's a lot of patients that watch that documentary, What the Health, and they had like a life-changing moment when they said, you know, oh my God, I've been killing my children by giving them cold cuts their entire life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now they wanted a rebuttal from you. Right. And you were like, well, this is junk science. I don't need to offer a rebuttal, so I'm just going to mock it, right? And that's kind of the approach we both took with the video.
With the edit.
Yeah, with
now,
the edit.
In the raw video, I
it's,
actually did kind of talk about it. Right.
It's more nuanced, but we didn't choose to put out the nuanced version of it. So in choosing to not be nuanced, we were trolling. It was rhetorical in nature.
Right.
Now, it's not a mean-spirited troll, because I think ultimately it comes from a good place. And there's two types of trolling, right? There's divisive trolling, where you act like you're a part of the community and then go in and get the community to turn on each other, right? That's a thing. That type of trolling, I don't think can be
productive.
No, because you're an agent provocateur in that sense, right? So that's not really
you're using big words I don't understand, Tom Heineberg.
I mean, that's sabotage, right? You're not trying to help anybody,
right?
And I think we were actually trying to prove a point, and the point was, you know, this documentary is making a lot of spurious claims, and they have nothing to back up their claims.
Now, here's what I think came of that, because we, in many ways, behaved like a particular type of internet troll, the kind you're saying, using a rhetorical device to point out the absurdity of silly speech, which is this documentary. Now, what ends up happening, though, is we don't convert people to our ideas. We rally people whose bias is already towards us. So we got a lot of new fans, like 2,500 new likes a day on our Facebook page after this video was put out. But I suspect, from the messages that I've been getting, that many of those fans are people who already agree with us, and they were just waiting for someone to say what they think. Now, is that what we want to do with Health 3.0? Or do we want to encourage less divisiveness, more discussion, more open dialogue, and more education, especially for non-medical people, right?
Well, Greg Soto says, can we just move on already? And like, yeah, to a large extent, like, I totally agree with you, Greg. We should not be still talking about it. But then we have to think about folding in all the patients and all the people that aren't necessarily on our side right away.
It's more a question of our movement. And when we talk about trolls in this article, I think we want to think about the movement, because on the internet, our movement is one of the first big medical movements that has been really directly social media driven on Facebook. So we moved from YouTube really focused to Facebook about a year ago, and since then things have grown a lot, and it's because people can have a discourse, we can have live conversations, we can have your comments, and generally it's very civil. Now, there have been times when it's devolved into chaos and insanity and ad hominems, and that's the internet.
That's the internet.
But in general, I've been proud of how high level the discussions are.
Right.
Now,
well, the Z-Pack tends to be more rational and more nuanced. Now, they're very pro-science, so when somebody's anti-science or their points don't add up, they're very quick to judge, and that can be seen as, you know, a biased reaction. But is science biased? I mean, like, if there's scientific consensus, is that a bias against nonsense? I don't think so.
No, I mean, I think in general, you know, and then there is a lot of bias in our group as well that we have to recognize, and we have to be open to different ideas. In general, it's interesting to watch how conflict evolves, we transcend it, we have a conversation.
Right.
That's how it ought to be. Sometimes doing a little bit of classical trolling might actually open the door to have these bigger debates, these bigger conversations.
Yeah.
Now look what we're talking about. For the last 4 episodes, we've been talking about nutrition, veganism, science. Like, that would have been a quick flash in the pan and gone.
Right.
So in a way, you know, like, I'll be honest with you, and actually I want to get in this article because I think it relates to personality trolling and that kind of thing and what we're doing. So in this article, they were talking about what is a sort of psychological profile of someone who is a classic internet troll, and they kind of, this was in Australia, home of the trolls, in case you're wondering. They're just,
Logan changed the camera angle and everyone's distracted.
By the,
I'm gonna get this.
You gonna drop that on my head?
They don't like your ear, Tom.
You guys just get to see the parking lot now.
Woo. They really hate this, by the way.
They hate it?
They hate it. Hang on, I'm making it better.
Well, that's why it's a good test.
Oh, there it is. He just made it better.
I made you a cucumber. I'm
There he
trolling.
is.
Why am I a pickle?
Because I'm trolling.
I'm a cucumber.
Yeah, Logan is our board troll. He's our professional
board
staff
certified troll.
So in Australia, they set out to discover what traits in normal people And they define, this is what I love. Normal people are social media users above age 18 who did not appear to be trolls. How do you even judge that? And what might make them susceptible to trolling behavior? And using this questionnaire online, they tested 415 men and women for a range of personality traits, as well as online behavior that indicated a propensity to troll, which both of us would probably be guilty.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Easily. Such as agreeing with the statement, quote, "Although some people think my posts or comments are offensive, I think they are funny."
I always agree with that statement 100%.
How many times have we had this conversation? Man, these guys just need to stop being so butthurt. It's funny, okay? So we have this conversation daily. The researchers were looking for particular traits including social skills, psychopathy, sadism, and 2 types of empathy, affective and cognitive. Now, we've talked about empathy on the show many times. And let me just define affective and cognitive. Cognitive empathy, especially in the definition here, is when you're able to understand what another person is going through, their emotions. You're able to technically know, like, I can read your mind.
Right.
But affective empathy is where I can actually feel what you feel. So I can not just put myself in your shoes, but feel what you feel. Now, that's a very different type of empathy. And that's the kind of empathy that I've argued on the show actually can lead to burnout in healthcare professionals, can lead to poor decisions, can lead to badness.
Well, you seem to have a high degree of affective empathy.
Which
is the reason why we're still talking about this vegan thing, because it really does get to Z. Not that people are upset at him because he can handle that, but it gets to Z that you're worried about the colleagues and
I'm worried that
the medical establishment.
I have directly or indirectly hurt somebody. So this is okay. So we'll make this definition, then I'll talk about me. So the definition then, affective, is like, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it hurts. And I act from that feeling. Cognitive is, I understand what you're going through, and I'm either going to use it compassionately to help you because I'm concerned, or I'm going to use it to manipulate you because I'm a psychopath.
Right.
So last night, I had a hell of a time sleeping. And the reason was, we've been doing these shows, right? And it's been this back and forth. But like, some reasonably respected doctors were really hurt that I attacked this movement and this cause.
Yeah.
And the way they express their hurt is they either attack me or they do something else. Now, like you said, I don't mind being attacked. I actually think it's part of the fun of this whole thing.
Right.
What bothered me is, could I have hurt somebody who really believes they're helping people by ad hominemly attacking them and not backing it up with a bunch of further discourse, because that would have wrecked the video.
Right.
Would have wrecked the engageability of the video.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting up at night feeling what it's like to be this doctor or this person or this vegan who feels like I'm not listening. Whereas I'm actually quite sympathetic to those views. So that keeps me up at night, and it causes me discomfort to the point where I come in today and I'm like, Tom Heineberg, we're never doing this again. We're never attacking people again. And then 5 minutes later, Tom's like, no, we have to attack every motherfucker on the planet because that's what we do. So this is now, so that's my affective empathy. Now,
Right.
you are very high in cognitive empathy.
Yeah, I'm very high in cognitive empathy. That's why I can make videos and stuff, because I understand how people are thinking and feeling, but I don't necessarily feel their pain. I mean, I rarely ever do feel their pain. I'd have to focus on you pretty intensely to feel your pain.
You go out of your way to do it.
Yeah, I'd have to go way far out of my way to do it.
But you wouldn't say you're a psychopath. In other words, you're not incapable of feeling.
No.
Right. You have some emotional deadening, but not 100%. You're not down to 0. You're like 30% emotional empathy and 70% cognitive empathy.
Trolling is just sort of the way the world works now. I mean, that's why so many people are getting so mad at Facebook, is because everyone's trolling. Like our president, Donald Trump's a troll.
Oh, pretty professional one, yeah.
He's a crazy, huge troll.
Go ahead, Logan.
Don't you talk about my homie.
There it is.
So this has just become the new form of discourse, I guess, in America. Everyone's rhetorically yelling at each other online.
Well, now, okay, what happens? So the article goes on to say, and I'm just going to paraphrase now because I think I'm going to stop going line by line. The bottom line is, what they found is that people who had the propensity to troll were very high in cognitive empathy, and they were not high in affective empathy. In other words, they weren't able to feel other people's pain, but they were able to understand other people's emotional state and get in their head, and thereby be very effective trolls. So they could feel what's going to hurt this person if I say it, and then they say it. And the difference is, they don't feel the conscience of hurting that other person. And as a result, they're very good trolls. On top of that, they tend to score higher in the psychopathy scales and in the sadism scale. In other words,
Right.
they enjoy inflicting pain on other people.
You know, I'm getting the sense that Logan is trolling me right now because people keep saying things like magic fairy and cucumber. What are you putting
Oh
on?
my God, dude. Logan, now we're looking at the monitor and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
We're talking about trolling, okay?
Every time I talk, I become a cucumber or something.
So you guys got to understand, like, when
I
we,
haven't been watching the monitor.
when we built this studio, we're doing everything incrementally, right? Because we really don't have any money. It's funny because a lot of people have been accusing us of like being big sellouts to whoever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, please, God, let us sell out. Because like, I'm funding all this myself. So to do this, we buy 2 cameras. We only have 2 cameras. We only had 2 cameras from the beginning. I just ordered 2 more cameras and I'm broke. But the thing is, once we have more cameras, we can do more stuff and look at the monitor. We could have Logan and Tom, and we can have guests and all that. So we're building it sequentially, step by step.
Perfect example is like, okay, so yesterday with Dr. Davis, like, Dr. Davis came out and, all right, we trolled him because of his responses in the video, in What the Hell, and like, who knows how he was edited by the filmmakers, et cetera,
Right.
et cetera. So like, you had a shitty first draft towards him, where you were just like, that's not how it works. Like, shut up, Dr. Davis. And then he came back and responded and was like, who's this Z-Dog guy? What a punk bitch he is. you know? And then we put out a video in a fake Texas accent. And then he comes back with a hilarious video where he's
really
doing
funny.
a Texas accent. And he's got a cowboy hat on. And that's like a beautiful, there's an art form of the troll that happened between the 2 entities there, and it was amazing. And we can't wait to have Dr. Davis on the show and have a discourse.
This was a great example. So I was sitting with Mrs. Dog. We were eating dinner, which, by the way, was a steak. Because screw you vegans. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And I can't help trolling constantly. That's the thing. So I was sitting with her, and I was really not feeling good yesterday evening because all this, all the sense that I'd hurt people was weighing on me. And I don't actually really think it's true, but it felt like that. So then Tom calls me. Because see, Tom's one of these kids who doesn't text you and he's like, hey, is it okay to call right now? No, he'll just fucking pick up the phone and call you, which is unheard of in the millennial generation. That like never happens. He's like an old man trapped in a 28-year-old's body. So he calls me and I'm like, what? I'm eating steak because screw vegans. And he goes, you should just see what Dr. Davis just put out on video. And I'm like, oh no. I go pull it up. It was unbelievably, it was funny, it was endearing. You could tell the guy got it.
Yeah.
He got what we were about. He showed us what he was about, and I was immediately disarmed. And also, I felt a lot better because I'm like, now here's a guy who can take the trolling as intended. So,
But between the 2 of you, there's professional respect and mutual admiration, and you both came up in the same system, so you know how to engage with each other.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Now, that doesn't happen across tribes in social media.
yeah. No,
So
you're-
I go on a random article about X, Y, or Z, and I just blatantly attack you ad hominem style. There's not a lot you can do to defend against yourself, and we
Right.
don't have to come to terms.
well, this is the thing. So, like,
Because we don't run in the same circles, we're not part of the same tribe.
if this were standard, internet behavior, you never apologize.
Well, first of all, it's commendable between the 2 of you because it's not even standard among doctors.
No,
Right?
it's
Like, a lot
actually
of
not.
doctors just dig in and like, that's it. I'm not going any further.
It's actually not, and I think that's why he, in his response to the response video, he said, and Z-Dog did something that's unheard of on social media. He kind of apologized, and that's exactly right because the truth is we're colleagues. I don't want to hurt him. I don't think he wants to hurt me. I think honestly the reason he made the video is he was kind of shocked and surprised that someone would,
No, totally.
another doctor would attack like that.
I know.
And we were doing our trolling thing.
By the way, Logan, God damn it, can you stop putting things over top of me? He's putting signs on me that say I'm vegan. Get this off of me! Get this off of me right now! What is wrong with you? Make me a pickle again, actually.
We're
such
have
a-
another one, Tom.
We're such
We'll
a
see in
ghetto
second.
operation that I had to go turn off the AC because it was making noise because somebody forgot to do it.
Yeah, Tom.
That's right. We're all
Yeah,
pointing
well,
at
okay,
Tom.
so somebody said, I lost their comment, but somebody said that you're not really a troll, you're more of like a devil's advocate, but people in today's society have melded the two into one.
Well, this is what you're saying, is that there is trolling and there's trolling.
If it comes from a sincere place and you really want to help people, then I have always felt that the ends justify the means in just about any capacity.
Well, here, high levels of cognitive empathy, meaning understanding other people's situations without necessarily feeling their pain directly. So a psychopath has high levels of cognitive empathy but does not necessarily feel someone's pain. will make these people adept at recognizing what will upset someone and knowing that they've pushed the right buttons. Now, the lack of affective empathy allows the troll not to experience or internalize the emotional experience of the victims.
Right.
Results indicate that when high on trait psychopathy, meaning when these folks had high sort of psychopathic traits, trolls employ an empathic strategy of predicting and recognizing emotional suffering while abstaining from experience of these negative emotions. They added, because psychopathy is associated with thrill-seeking and impulsivity, it's possible that creating mayhem online is a central motivator to troll. They also found that trolls were likely to be high in sadism, the will to hurt others, and more likely to be male. Now,
so there's a good conversation to be had there, right? Especially since psychopath, you used to be able to just do damage like one-on-one. Like Ted Bundy was doing damage one person at a time.
Right.
Now, if you have the internet, you can do a bunch of damage. Right.
Easily from your
you
home.
You could go on the suicide board and convince people to kill themselves.
Right.
You can do all kinds of
And people
things.
do this stuff all the time.
There was the girl who just convinced her long-distance ex-boyfriend to kill himself. And
He
she
did.
Said, get back in the car. Go ahead and do it.
Right.
Your pain will be over. Whatever. And they convicted her because of this. Because
did she get convicted?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, wow.
So she clearly has high cognitive empathy because she was able to empathize with this. This is why it's so troubling. This case is because she was able to empathize with this kid in the moment. Say, I totally know what you're going through. Your pain's gonna all be over. Just get back in the car. Like, no one's gonna remember you when you're dead. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And she turned it on him and used it against him for evil. And that is just straight up wrong in every sense of the word.
But she doesn't feel that.
Now, if you go on and you do it the way that the Trump kids do it or whatever, that's also wrong, but in a more abstract form.
Right. Well, it's a broader kind of trolling. Well, I mean, I think it's interesting. So this is why I had trouble sleeping last night, because to tie that in, I'm not that type of troll.
Right.
Like, we are trying to raise a conversation. We're using trolling in the sense you initially defined it, which is to kind of poke a hole in something we think is damaging or bad, using all the tools at our disposal, sarcasm, humor, whatever it is.
I don't see this. And then I just read
I'm a
falafel? No, what is that?
It's a burrito.
What? Stop making me a burrito! What is wrong with you?
Can you move your arms more? It's hilarious.
Get this off of the screen!
I would have made him a churro, just because it's more adorable.
Logan's just mad that he doesn't get to be on camera.
He's
today.
mad because we're
I'm
like,
trolling.
we don't have enough cameras for your ass. You're just gonna have to suck it up. And if I had proper affective empathy, I would have felt his pain of being excluded. But no, I don't even have the cognitive empathy to understand a guy like Logan.
See, so how do you deal with the Logans of the world who you're trying to make a valiant point about something and they make you a burrito?
You know what? Sometimes you just got to become a burrito. You just got to go with it, Tom Heinemer. So I think the point is, look, trolling in the internet and using discourse and argument is a valid thing to do. Using humor, using sarcasm, using biting sarcasm, using a kind of attack, I think is justified if it's coming from a place of some sort of compassion. Now, where I felt some difficulty with this whole thing is that I didn't make that clear initially. I think we made it clear in subsequent videos.
Right.
But initially I was like, I didn't make that clear, and that hurts me because now I feel these people's pain and I feel like I've caused it. So I think, in general, Z-Pack, we want to be good people, we want to be compassionate, we want to build Health 3.0, we want to be inclusive, but we also want to point out bad documentaries, bad science, things that are going to hurt the public in general. And we can disagree as to what that is, but I think in general, if we're not having the discourse, no one else is having the discourse. So it's important to continue what we're doing. What do we got for comments?
Let's see.
Make him an ice cream cone.
Bunch of things, a bunch of people trolling that says they should make me different food items. You can all go straight to hell.
Go straight to hell, people.
Go straight to hell.
Straight. Those are hot Fritos, not beets, says Scott Green.
I lost the comment, so I can't do it in its entirety, but Emily Ritter had posted
I see it.
She said basically, can you read
I've
this
never
one?
been able to figure out why people think hurting others makes them clever. That whole sociopaths or geniuses stereotype that's currently popular. Hurting people is easy. It's not hurting them that takes a lot of thought.
I think that's really actually profound.
That's spot on.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is, and I'm gonna hit like right now on that because I want that to go to the top.
It's much harder to do.
It's hard. You know why? We spend so many of our processor cycles, and we have limited processor cycles, trying to figure out how do we do this without hurting people without any point.
Right.
And I think I think that's the challenge of the whole thing that we're trying to do here. We want to point out dumbness while recognizing and having compassion for the person who's behaving dumb. And that's a hard balance to do. So Emily's spot on. As always, longtime Z-Packer, first-time caller.
Our Liliana Cook wants to know if memes are trolling. You think memes are trolling? Yeah, sometimes. They can be.
Yeah.
Obviously, but not all memes.
Not
I
all
mean,
memes. And
some.
and we get confused.
Don't make me anything. I'll kill you.
I will cut you, Logan.
Kill you.
I don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
about to make me fried chicken. Don't do it.
I'm not.
We can read the comments too, Logan. Okay? We know what people are asking for. They want fried chicken. Jeremy Hammer, I became an RN to support, educate, and care with compassion. If we can't have these respectable discussions with our colleagues, what can we expect of discussions to be like with our patients? Agreed, Geraldine. And honestly, this has been a big problem in the culture of healthcare, which we've talked about before. We bully each other, we're rude to each other. I used to have a joke when I was a resident that we'll point the finger at anybody else. And including like a frickin' EKG computer. Like there's a computer that'll give you a shitty read on an EKG.
Right.
And we were so good at pointing the finger, we'd pull up the EKG and be like, look at this asshole Hewlett Packard. What kind of doc does he think he is? He's calling it AFib. It's fucking clearly, VTAC with a Barency. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And it's a part of the culture. I think it's a way of defending ourselves against the actual possibility that we could be wrong, we could be harming people, et cetera.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you look at Trump, that's how he uses it. I mean, he uses trolling as a defense mechanism because nothing can, pop his little fragile ego.
Yeah.
I really the Trump thing is crazy because, it's getting so hard to defend him, Logan. I mean, he is the worst. He's one of the worst presidents we ever had, if not the worst. I mean, he acts like a huge baby, and I'm a conservative, okay? So I can say whatever I feel like about him.
That's true, he gets a pass. If I say it, they'll be like, you whiny liberal bitch.
I'm disgusted that he's our president, by a lot,
How dare you?
Trolling is great, but the White House is no place for trolling.
Lies.
Yeah, I
All
tend
lies.
to agree with Tom. I mean, again, and it's not even a policy thing, it's just like the example that we're setting is one that's going to raise trolling to a bigger art form than it already is among kids who think it's very cool to hurt other people for sport,
The whole audience is just trolling by telling Logan different things to make me. How dare you all? How dare all
this
of you?
is so meta. It's like a troll within a troll within a troll within a troll. It's the inception of trolling.
I said nice things about you, Z-Pack, and this is how you
pay him.
Thought we were boys and girls.
Someone wants a banana and a little minion. I want to be a little minion. May Girani. Cynthia Jogu. James Watts and I have nonverbal 19-year-old. Oh, James Watts. I have a nonverbal 19-year-old and mine is too. Oh, that was a response to something else. Stephanie Lappin is with us. Woo. Yay! She's our favorite nurse in all our videos.
Scott Green says, he finally reads my comment and it was about Fritos, not anything intelligent I've tried to add to the topic. Fail of my life.
Scott, you've double failed because now we read your meta comment about how you failed, but we've yet to read an intelligent comment.
Fritos are delicious, by the way.
And yes, so you may have won the internet.
Z had his first Frito pie in Houston. He never had one before.
I wanted to cry. I was like, this is so beautiful. By the way, what do you think of my Apple Pen? This is a rich guy's toy right here.
That thing is so lame.
Super lame.
That thing is so lame,
look,
dude.
Even though I'm bald, it sits right there. Hi, I'm Douchebag McGee. You may know me from such hits as Call Day and Thank You to the Nurses.
Why am I a hot dog? At least you made me a Chicago dog. That's really respectable. The Chicago dog is the greatest of all the hot dogs people. And sorry, honorable mention Coney dog. And honorable shout out cheese dog. Anyway.
I like those Oscar Mayer wieners with the processed cheese in the center.
Oh yeah, that's
If we're
good.
talking about processed food and veganism, that is the worst.
How bad
thing to
is
eat.
processed meat? Is processed meat really as bad as they're saying in the documentary? And what does minimally processed mean? Because I just ate some turkey jerky. It says minimally processed. What is that?
So processing, and again, you have to get into the weeds of what it means, but you can minimally process something by adding sodium to it, by putting it through a type of preservative process, or you can maximally process it by adding a ton of nitrates, mixing it with other meat, turning it into a piece of bologna. So yes, I actually agree that processed meat is a very bad idea in large doses. I disagree that there's a black or white answer in nutrition in general. I think you could say processed meats are similar to smoking a cigar. You are inflicting damage, but the question is, can you do it from time to time without killing yourself? Maybe. Is it good for the environment? Probably not. Is it a good idea to feed your kids this and get them in the habit of eating that stuff? Ideally, no, but a lot of us are on a budget. This is the standard American diet is shitty as hell, and that's what people can afford until we change that paradigm. Now, some of the criticism we got about the takedown of the movie is, well, you're shitting on the one movie that might at least change people's ideas and fix the standard American diet. No. I disagree. What it's going to do is it's going to put people in a box where they're like, nah, either they're going to entrench, like, no, I'm going to eat meat, or they're going to be like, vegan is the only way. And it's not. It's not.
I gotta say, I'm just starting to realize that don't make me a food. That their argument is my argument.
Don't worry.
Turn you into Dr. Oz.
I'm just starting to realize, you guys, that everybody should be on the vegan diet. And you heard it here from me, Mehmet Oz.
Tell me more about green juice.
Oh, green juice is so great for you guys. When I was, I don't know, I have nothing
Z,
to
your
say
take?
about this.
You want to turn me into Oz? Turn me into Oz.
That's too
It's your mini Ozzy.
I'm way too big for Oz. Hello, Mehmet. How are you? That's amazing.
No, I'm starting to realize that, okay, so the vegans are saying the ends justify the means. Who cares if the science is fake? The ends justify the means. We all need to get on a plant-based diet and stop killing animals and be healthier generally. So if there's a little fake science, no big deal, bro.
And
Right?
I think even the term fake science is a little strong. I think it's more just picking and choosing the studies that you want to support what you say.
Which is fake science, you guys, okay?
And, look.
Z, we got a vegan hater in the comments.
Bring it! Who's our vegan hater?
Murder in moderation. It's perfectly fine.
Murder and...
They
Are you
called
loud, by the way?
I am loud.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Z-Dog Fake MD.
Uh-huh.
Z-Dog causes cancer.
Yes, I do.
Their profile picture is a V that's a plant.
Is a V that's a plant.
It's for vegan.
Okay, so number one, I've had a lot of vegans tell me that the reason I'm bald is because of my diet. Okay, I'm going to tell you that's totally true. Since I was young, I've been raised on a 100% ho-ho based diet. It's ho-hos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a rectal ho-ho before I go to bed, just for that transrectal, trans fat absorption, and it made me go bald and also be incredibly dope. So what other vegan haters do we have? I like haters.
There's only this one
Oh, that's
random
no
wacko.
fun.
Michael Weinberg says, the mix of fact and fiction together, it's very hard to tell the difference. And this is a really, I don't know if you listened to Sam Harris's podcast this week, but he had Kevin Kelly, who's senior editor at Wired, on, and they were talking about how in the future you're going to be able to fake video, right? And we're already in a world where you can fake photos and you can fake text.
Yeah.
And audio.
And audio. So
yeah.
when you can fake video, it's just going to get even worse. So how do we determine what's not fake news in this world where everything can be faked?
Mm-hmm.
And trolling is only going to grow in popularity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think...
Do you have to go back to the source? Do you use the source as the, the New York Times is reputable, so anything the New York Times says, but then every time, the New York Times is full of people, so it's fallible. So every time it's wrong, do you use that to discredit the New York Times? Like, CNN is not necessarily fake news, but they are kind of fake news because, I mean, if you've ever looked into any of their practices, like, they take money from all sorts of different vested interests to not speak about them. So that's not a news gathering organization, in my opinion.
I mean, I think all of reality is a little bit up for grabs in general. Like, what is real?
Well, that's what we're living through from like the liberals have this, or the far left. I'm sorry, leftists, far left. They have this idea called postmodernism, right?
Yeah.
And postmodernism is this like choose your own reality. It's the Pulp Fiction version of reality. Like, skip to chapter 62 if you like safe spaces. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're all living in postmodernism. And I don't agree with it. I think reality is reality, and you have to meet reality on reality's terms. And if you don't, you will suffer the consequences of truth eventually. Truth always comes to find you, and it will always come knocking at your door.
Speaking of knocking at your door, what do you think of CNN finding this Reddit guy who made the video of Donald Trump wrestling with CNN?
He'd have a hell of a case if they outed him. He'd be able to sue them for a lot.
Is that what you
Yeah.
think? Because 100%. Apparently he goes all over and he trolls with all kinds of...
They have no, what journalistic integrity do they have to out this guy? I mean, why would you out this guy? There's no... Logan, what do you think about this?
I wasn't paying attention because I was making you into kale.
He's trying to make me different foods. You have no business outing a private citizen if you're CNN. He put your logo on a video, and you want to out him because you said he was inciting violence against the media?
What?
It's stupid.
Well, the postmodernists would say, well, it all depends on your point of view. From CNN's point of view, it was a direct threat of violence to CNN.
Yeah.
From my point of view, it was a funny, stupid meme that our troll-in-chief put up, and
Right.
it doesn't bother me too
Well, that's
much.
why postmodernism is so stupid.
That's one way to interpret it. We need to be in a postmodernism, people, because a couple of post-squared modernism. Kristen, vegans are the worst. I'm going to disagree with that, Kristen. I'm going to say militant jihadist vegans who want to kill me are the worst.
Dylan Len is the name of the vegan who's in the comments, and he's trolling right now. You know,
He's trolling hard.
interesting.
Let's
So
read some of his comments.
It's always funny seeing obese people listening to people keeping them obese. So he's calling us fat.
Oh,
Which
Dylan.
is nice.
That's adorable. Dylan Jackson. Oh, wait. So which is it? Dylan Jackson?
Dylan Len.
Dylan Len is the bad guy. We have
Not
herbivorous
necessarily
teeth.
a bad guy. He just has a different reality, Z. And now I'm a broccoli.
You're
or something.
kale.
I'm kale. Listen to me. No, put my kale back.
I don't
up.
know what the hell
Listen
kale
to me,
is.
Dylan. I'm your people.
I'm
Listen
your
to
friend.
Z-Dog. He's a learned doctor. I'm
Dylan-
Kale, your best friend.
Dylan only listens to kale. Anything that isn't kale is not a real living creature. And Dylan's so Dylan is a crackpot, says Crystal Keen. But let's read some of Dylan's comments. We have herbivorous teeth. Omnivorous canines are long and sharp. Even other herbivores have much larger canines than we do. So you cannot say that we have teeth designed for meat consumption. I don't know. These are pretty fucking sharp.
Yup.
I could literally eat a rabbit live and watch it squirm in my mouth while blood squirting everywhere.
Do you think that now I don't know the science behind this, but
I have a pet rabbit,
Have
by
you
the way.
heard the theory that
But I'd still eat it.
that eating meat was the reason the human brain size doubled? Over
That
50,000
was
years?
that's one of the theories. Is that
I don't know if that theory is correct or not.
Well, it was either eating meat or cooking food. It was one or the other. I forget which it was.
Cooking meat, probably,
cooking
right.
meat. Like suddenly they were able to eat a lot more. They were able to store food, cook it later. They were able to increase caloric size because the brain uses a disproportionate amount of energy compared to every other organ in the body. And most
Right.
other animals don't use their brain as a huge source of energy suck, because it's not evolutionarily adaptaceous. Now for us, we can, because we can get food, we can cook it, we can eat it, and maybe meat is a part of that, although I think the science on that is inconclusive, to say the least.
Wow, Z-Dog just destroyed my argument. Look how sharp my teeth are. That's what Dylan said.
Yeah, I
about
pretty
you.
much did, Dylan, because my teeth are sharp as fuck.
Suck it, nerd!
Suck it, nerd! Vegan nerd!
Someone's gonna take this out of context.
I know.
You're
It's gonna be like,
meme.
Z-Dog just told his vegan to
Yeah.
suck it. It's all good. No, not rabbits, says Rachel Fennicle. Rachel, I would never eat
Tom,
a
lean
live
back
rabbit.
a little bit. There you go.
Hit me.
Wait, lean forward.
Oh, there it is.
You're Obama.
This is like a weird form of blackface. I don't like this.
Oh my God! Actually, Logan, hit me with this camera, guys. I did you know those digital masks you can put on Snapchat and Instagram? I did a version where I put Obama's mask on. This was months ago.
That's hella racist-y.
Well, that's what I found out. It didn't even occur to me that it was a kind of blackface.
Yeah.
And so I put it on and I rap. I'm like, you can find me in the lab, bottle full of crap. But Mama, I got the plates if you're into growing that. I did the whole in the lab rap. I put it on Instagram. I got a ton of love. And then I got accused of modern day blackface. And I'm like, I didn't even know. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, it is kind of a weird digital blackface. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. At that time, he was the president. Let's pour a little out for him being the president. And
Pour all the pens out.
pour all the pens out. And I thought, if you can't put on a mask that looks like the president, isn't that a kind of racism? Because you're treating him differently because he's African American. I can't put on his skin as a parody of the president. So I thought the whole thing was very interesting. Dylan Len, Susan Robinson, asserting that my arguments are bad isn't a very good counter argument.
Let's stop giving. Dylan's not even.
I like him.
He's not even interesting.
But I want to.
He's
Oh yeah, if he's
trolling.
boring, then forget it.
Yeah.
Because that was a boring comment. All right.
It was boring.
Obama is picking up Dr. Z's nose. Is picking Dr. Z's nose. It's about time, Cosette, because I need a presidential nose picking. By the way, Tom played for me Baraka Flocka Flame, which I hadn't seen on
amazing.
YouTube. It's probably the greatest.
We can't repeat any of it here.
None of it because it's, oh my God. Look what he's done.
It's our new show, y'all.
You know what? Facebook's algorithm, Logan, Facebook's algorithm is going to pick that as the thumbnail.
That's right. Mark
And it's gonna go
Zuckerberg is
straight to
very,
the top.
very liberal, and he's going to bury this video.
He is. The Zuck is going to be like, this is fake news.
For the debate, you guys should consider asking someone from the Fed Up documentary to be involved too. Well, can we tell who we're going to ask to be the nutrition expert, or
I
do you
would
not want to
love-
say until?
No, we'll make it a surprise because I don't want to. I don't want to out him as being the expert. If he doesn't want to do it, then he's going to be in an awkward position.
But we have a good friend who is a very learned doctor.
He's a learned doctor, and this is a house of learned doctors.
I'm an internet doctor, just in case you guys.
That's
are
right.
wondering. Yeah.
He's not a doctor, but he plays one on YouTube.
That's right. Just as good as being a real
Just
doctor.
as good. Just as good. Let's see.
Let's see.
Jamie Watts, Dylan is loving this attention, LOL. You know, sometimes we have to give love in the form of attention. That's like these, all these people attacking me on Twitter. What they're really looking for is me to respond. And the great thing is, I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy responding because it's boring when the attack is boring. When Garth Davis made his video, I was like, hell yeah, this kid's hot. He's going point by point. This kid's hot. Let's do this. And that's what makes it fun. Now, the boring stuff that's being put on Twitter, it's like, oh, come on, really? You wrote an article refuting each of my claims? Like, okay, Poindexter, whatever you say.
I actually thought Garth Davis was. That video was really funny.
It was
and
really
he had
funny.
some really cute kids and a really cute dog.
He
got it. It was funny.
Yeah.
You could tell he's not just another stuffy doctor.
No, and that's
who
what
doesn't get
that's
it.
what I love about him, because I hate fucking stuffy doctors. I hate them deeply, and because I trained with a lot of stuffy doctors, I've always hated them. They've always kind of made me kind of subvert who I am so that they could be who they are, which is nobody. And I got fucking tired of it. And so when Garth Davis makes a video and he's a little boring in his first video, he's kind of engaging, I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. And I made a silly video in response. He comes out with this thing where he's got this dog and he's petting this dog. He's got a cowboy hat and he doesn't even put boots on. He's got socks that are awkwardly striped. And he gives me this thing that's hilarious. And then at the very end, both his kids rise up from behind the sofa. You don't even know they're there. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, this guy gets it. Like, he's the kind of doctor I want to hang out with.
Stephanie Lappin says, when will there be a studio audience? There's one now, Stephanie. We just don't have chairs.
Stephanie, why aren't you on the show right now? No, seriously, ping me, because we want to have you here in the studio.
Anytime you guys want to come down
Seriously.
to the studio, we'd love to have
Come on down,
everybody.
Steph.
We like to just hang out and talk to everybody too.
Yep,
So.
yep. And Logan has guns, so if you try to step to us vegans, you will be the next thing served on the plate.
Ain't nobody worried
the
about
last thing you
vegans.
ever did.
Yeah, Logan is dangerous.
Shedrick says, I feel that social media is the ultimate safe space. No one has to feel like they're personally accountable for what they say. Say some of this crap eye to eye with someone and see what happens. Yeah,
Bullshit.
that's true. You ever seen a video on World Star Hip Hop where somebody gets
World
called the
Star.
N-word and then
Bam!
boom!
Beaten down.
That is fast retribution.
Beaten down.
And that doesn't happen on the internet.
Beaten down.
You know?
I sense a
I
bromance.
kind of
from-
miss that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying physical violence is great, but
You
I kind
are
of-
saying that.
a little bit, a little bit. I kind of like.
Tom likes it, yeah.
I just like the threat of violence is one of the main things holding our society together. So I kind of like that when you're having discourse, it's always like, this guy might punch me in the face. You know?
As a way to halt the trolling.
Kind of like
That's
it.
an
I'm not
interesting-
saying you should act on it. I just
Right.
like the subtext
Kind
of
of like
violence.
the subtext of it. Cynthia Ijogu says she'll be in Vegas on the 25th. Where's my invite? Cynthia, I'm going to be in the Bay Area on the 25th on a little voyage of discovery, so we'll be on the road doing the show then. So I'm sorry we'll miss each other, but in the future, definitely hit me up. Because you are a longtime Z-Packer and much beloved. I'm going to pull up my stuff here.
You do realize that a slew of travel nurses are going to converge on you in September.
I'm doing the talk at Travacon
Ooh.
in September. And September 11th, I believe it might be, which is Merca.
It's BYOC, bring your own chair to the studio. Damn straight.
It is.
We don't have any
we
chairs.
literally don't have any chairs. You don't want to see this studio.
You're like the only two chairs in the whole studio.
Yeah, and we're sitting in
Logan's
like-
sitting on a folding chair right now.
He is. He's like sitting on a Costco $20 folding chair. Actually, $14.95, I believe, Costco. I love how I can just see what's teed up on Logan's grid here on the monitor, and he's got, there it is. It's just waiting to come back. All you see is my bald head and Trizump. You might hate stuffy doctors. Well, I don't tolerate bossy, know-it-all, loudmouth nurses. Viv Chapman.
Oh, shit.
Oh, snap.
I mean snap.
Look. It's not just about doctors. It's about stuffy medical culture, and that can transcend physicians. It just so
Yes.
happens that physicians love to be stuffy assholes, and I know because I've been the victim of that shit. You know what's funny? A lot of this is personal transference. People talk about being bullied by nurses, bullied by doctors, and this was another big butthurt thing that came up a while ago. Bottom line is, I was bullied by stuffy motherfuckers, and the only way they bullied me is they continued to be stuffy. and prevent me from being me. And if I tried to be me, they'd say things like, you speak and then think, you should reverse that. Or better yet, just think. And I'm like, you know what? You just trolled me in real time in front of the whole team. And I appreciate that about you, but I also hate you and want you to die.
Deagle's trolling. He says, Tom is sitting, Z-Dog is standing.
Short jokes.
Short
Those
jokes.
always kill.
Now that is mean.
They kill in Peoria.
Yeah.
They kill.
Do you not think that Z-Dog MD has feelings? Hold on. I'm going to get your stool so you can make a point. I'm just kidding, Z-Dog MD. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I lost my hair apparently because of my bad diet.
Shedrick says, I'm a know-it-all loudmouth nurse, too.
Hell yeah. Shedrick.
Carrie Bennett says, loudmouth nurse here. A lot of loudmouth nurses in our audience.
We like those loudmouth nurses.
I'm not the wife. I'm the wife. I'm the husband. My wife is a nurse. And I'm not saying that she has a loud mouth, because I would never say that. But I'm just saying I do what she says. Okay? Me and my wife, actually, we have an open relationship. She opens her mouth, and then I do whatever the hell she says.
What is this, 1930s comedy hour at Now, let me tell you about my wife. My wife. My wife. You need to post your calendar, Z. Barbara Studebaer. Barbara, I don't need, like, the Animal Liberation Front, like, coming at me knowing my calendar, okay? Because I watched Okja, and I'm scared of those people. They will cut you. What's interesting here? Let's see. I've only had an AP be rude to me in the ER. I guess maybe they mean PA? I don't know what that is, Jamie Watts. Because I have a chronic illness, and he asked why I was there. Boy, did he feel dumb as hell when my labs came back. Well, this does occur. We make mistakes, and then we feel dumb as hell.
Is that advanced practitioner?
Advanced practitioner, maybe. I can be loudmouthed in the ER, says Stephanie Lappin. Oh, I know, Stephanie. I know you, girl.
Let's see. Mary says,
Come at me.
if a doctor listens to me, I don't have to be ignorant. Mic drop. Damn, girl.
What do you think, man? Have we
I think we done run this
we
podcast
done run this
into the
podcast
ground.
into the ground at 46 minutes?
Quite
Well,
long.
guys.
Thanks for hanging out, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
We need to work on this format because it sucks.
It sucks.
And Logan made it worse.
Made it a lot worse.
So bad.
By making me want to throw up.
What are you doing? Stop this.
Turn me into a churro as a parting shot, Logan.
He can't do it fast
I really-
enough.
Stop it. It's too late. Z.
It's too late.
It's too late.
We've missed our churro window.
He can put up the Trump thing, and that's about the best.
Don't
he can
ruin the joke, Tom.
We see what's coming, Logan Stewart. We know you. Don't you quit me, Logan. Oh, no. Tom's vaping. He does this just to antagonize me.
It's weed.
That's why everyone thinks you're high because of those glasses.
No, these are prescription, man.
And he's too cheap to have a pair of indoor and outdoor. Speaking of which, come Monday, we're going to have our second big sponsored episode. And who are we sponsored by?
Somebody that's going to fix my glasses problem.
That's right. Mm-hmm. They saw Tom, they watched the show, and they were like, Tom needs some motherfucking glasses. And I was like, and we need some sponsors, so let's do this. So we're going to talk about eye health on Monday. And y'all got to join us because we need your support. Tomorrow's show, please join in. We are sponsored tomorrow by Audible Books.
Yeah. They're going to give out free books to the audience, so come and get your free book, y'all.
That's right. All you got to do is sign up for a free trial.
Are we
Audible's dope, by the way.
They are dope.
Do you use Audible?
Of course I do.
It's awesome.
How do you think I learn what I learn?
Mm-hmm.
I don't read.
I can only do audiobooks.
Yeah, because you're illiterate.
That's why, because I'm illiterate.
Exactly.
I
So
can only do books with pictures.
Z, shout
and
out our link.
Audiobooks.
shout out our link.
What's our link for Audible?
www.audible.com/ZDogMD. If you sign up for a free trial using that link, we win the internet.
Some dude died vaping fentanyl. You can vape fentanyl? That is dope.
That is
I
terrifying.
need to go find some of that.
That is freaking terrifying. That makes me ill a little bit.
All right.
Guys.
And we're out.
We're out.
Go, 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 go.
I'm I.
Uh-huh.
My wife.
My wife.